Check, please.
Welcome to Everything Money. In this video, you will hear our thoughts on what may happen in 2022 in terms of a stock crash. There's lots of videos out there. It seems scary. Other people saying it's not going to happen. We'll give you a protocol, what we think you should be doing as a normal investor moving forward if and when a crash is going to occur. I bring your questions about a stock crash and this year to a couple guys that own and operate over $100 million in real estate, multiple business and stocks. They're business owners. They trade $1 zillion, and they'll provide you and I with a mindset about how to approach impending doom. I'll give you Paul Gabriel as he tickles your fancy. Go ahead, Paul.
Seth, thank you very much. Guys, follow us on our Instagram account. It's new. Everything Money Investing. It's growing like crazy. Follow Seth Moe and I. We're still waiting for that blue check mark. F you, Instagram. Yes. Okay. Guys, what to do if we have a crash in 2022 in the stock market? Panic, cry, scream. Guys, here's something I read.
Go on.
Several months ago. People feel the losses on their investments twice as much as they feel the gains on their investments. What's going to happen is this. You guys watching out there are going to say, oh, I can handle a stock market crash. You can't. You absolutely cannot. Trust me on this one, you cannot. There's like 4 people in this world who can stand a stock market crash. I'm actually one of the people that gets aroused from a stock market crash. Yes, it's bad.
I can see it from here.
The first time I experienced, the first time I really loved a crash, literally I loved it. COVID, I was so happy. Go look at my Instagram account. There's pictures of me literally kissing the screen when we see minus 8%. I absolutely love it. You think you will too. You will not be able to. And I don't mean it to be critical. I just mean it as everybody thinks they can handle bad things until they actually happen.
I'm doing this in real time. It's like, I'm saying I like it, but it's
going to be hard for the first one that you have to really embrace.
Even just now, I mean, I'm down $25,000 since July.
Why are you looking at it?
Well, look, because I still look and I'm not you. I mean, I'm a normal dummy.
So I read these books I don't even look at I literally every single day people be like, did you see Baba today? No. Oh, it's up. I'm like, okay, cool. Did you see Intel today? No. What's it at?
I see.
My brother would be like, did you see S&P? No. What is it? I'll go entire days without looking at the market. I don't care because I'm buying businesses.
Because as Warren Buffett says, I want to buy a business at such a good price that the market could completely shut down for the next 5 years and I'd be perfectly fine with it.
Funny thing is, I just did this on my own, but then you find out all these the other stock market investors who are value investors all do the same thing.
So the main question we get for our new users and people in our community, Paul, is should I wait for this correction?
No, you guys, for the average viewer, you're saving for retirement. You don't know when it's going to be up. You don't know when it's going to be down. You save every single month, and the market's going to go like this over long periods of time. You ready? It's going to go like this. And here's the fair value on the market. Here's what it's actually worth. You're going to buy every single time around the way. You're not going to be able to guess these. Because guess what's going to happen? Human nature is going to make you buy more here and sell here, when it should be the exact opposite. So be a dummy. Just buy every single month, and you'll overpay sometimes and you'll underpay sometimes. And overall, you'll pay exactly what the market's worth. That's the whole goal here. You shouldn't care what the market's doing. The only time you should care what the market's doing is if you're close to retirement, at which point you probably shouldn't have as much money in stocks anyhow.
So it never crosses your mind to use Moe's moving averages and say I want to invest.
That's a totally different strategy.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I wouldn't use most trends to maybe wait a month.
Nope.
Or just
Nope. Every single month, put the same amount of money in every single month, and every year increase that dollar amount, and never ever think about it ever again. Put it in a low cost ETF, and you'll wake up years and years from now with so much money. Yeah. You'll be like, oh, thank you, Uncle Paul. But by then, I would have 100 million subscribers on YouTube, and I won't even know who you are. I probably won't even know you guys in this room.
So in terms of a crash,
forget who you guys are.
Which companies will be more susceptible to getting
most
blasted?
Overpriced companies? Great question, Seth. Phenomenal question. ARK Investments. That thing is going to do so terrible. It is going to do so awful, and it's going to make me so happy to see it just crash and burn. And all of you out there saying, but Wayne, I have money in ARK. Well, I can't stop stupid. I'm sorry.
You're trying.
Well, the funny thing is I keep working on it going, Paul, people have to be stupid for you to make money. And if you're some Russian guy on YouTube who thinks that not making money the last 5 years is something you shouldn't be, I brag about that.
Yes.
Because I wasn't the lemming that followed all these stupid hype things. I wasn't the lemming that did that.
Oh yeah, Paul. They eat you up on that.
Well, they don't eat me up, but they try to eat me up. And at the end of the day, I just go, okay, cool. And then 5 years from now, when they have a lot less money because they bought in this hype, and then they're gonna say, you're a jerk. I'm like, why am I a jerk? When markets were up, I was made fun of. When markets are down, I'm very happy you're losing money.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
For the smart person out there who just cares about retirement and has the discipline to sit there and wait, save every single month, and you don't care whether the market's up or down in every given year. I can't even tell you how much the market's up this year. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Is it 5%? Is it 10%? Is it 20%? I really don't have a clue, and I shouldn't care. Why? Because I bought the stocks I do own are businesses that I want to own for a very long period of time that I think eventually, there's only one stock that I own that I'm kind of like, this is one I can see myself exiting at some point. Can you guess which one that is?
Yes.
Which one?
Smith & Wesson.
Bam. I'm doing this in a value play, but if I'm wrong, I don't necessarily know if I want to own the stock for a long period of time. I want to own Walgreens for a long time. I want to own Intel for a long time. I want to own Herman Miller for a long time. I want to own all these other stocks. I bought Smith & Wesson because it just seemed too cheap, and that might end up being the bad reason to buy it.
We get Instagram messages, we get community messages all the time about how Tim has shared like how we've literally saved some people's investing future.
Yeah.
I have a friend who never invested a thing, and now he's 50. Paul, does the age change this? If I'm 50,
never too late to start.
He's still young.
Yeah. And guess what? You can do other things. Like Mo talks about day trading. The great thing about stock market crash is you can make money day trading a stock market crash.
Mm-hmm.
In Mo's Bid and Ask Nation, they talk about shorting. That's what I love about Mo's stuff. You can day trade. It doesn't matter where the market, doesn't matter what asset you're buying. But if you're in there to save for retirement, you buy every single month the same amount, and every single year you increase that amount, and then you wake up 30 years later, 40 years later, and you go, holy cow, I'm rich as F. But if you want to stay active and it keeps you away from buying and selling at the wrong time, day trade. That's what I'm doing. I do options and I'm doing day trading to keep myself away from pulling the trigger on other things that I feel like I'm antsy. I have 8 or 9 businesses upstairs for that same reason. Because I want to be able to invest my money at other rates of return and not just sit there and buy crappy stocks because I feel like I'm missing out.
We've done videos where we've shown the next decade could be pretty bad in terms of returns or what's expected.
Will be very bad. Will be.
And so I guess I have to talk myself, and perhaps you're doing this as a viewer, into the concept of when it's bad, I should be happy I'm still buying.
Yep. And when it drops, you should buy. And guys, guess what? It's not going to zero. And it's literally the most common comment I hear. I love when I hear people say, yeah, but what if it goes to zero? Do you think any of this matters if it goes to zero?
Well, some individual high-risk companies could certainly go to zero.
I'm talking about the stock market. Yeah. So to reiterate, guys, 08, 09, there were literally times when people were like, you are stupid for owning stocks. Huh. I remember 08 and 09, I was stupid for buying more real estate. Now I'm stupid for not buying real estate when the prices are a lot higher. Think about that for a second. I'm dumb for not buying stocks in real estate today, even though the prices are 5, 6, 7, 8 times higher. I was really dumb for buying stocks back then at a much lower price.
This had to cross my mind, but as a normal person, maybe if you're watching, you recently sold a 300 unit and you almost sold another 300 unit for millions of dollars. And I thought to myself, what? Selling with the housing market's incredible. Oh wait, I had to go, oh yeah, sell now. Get a boatload of cash, and when everything falls down,
it doesn't have to fall down when values have caught up. When values caught up to price, like I don't think there's going to be a housing crash because I don't see the fraud in housing. I don't do that. Stocks, absolutely, there'll be a crash, and it'll be ugly. The higher and higher stocks go, the worse it's going to be. I do believe there's going to be a massive stock market crash. When? I have no idea. But it doesn't mean your goal is if you try to time this now, if you're lucky, it'll be the worst thing that happens to you. If you literally sell all your stocks today and tomorrow the stock market crashes, you're going to go, oh, I'm good at timing the market. I'm going to do it in the future. It'll cost you more money in the future. Just dollar cost average month in and month out. Now, if you're the kind of person who needs to be active and constantly doing things, listen to Mo. Mo's a trader. He's a day trader. He's not a trader he doesn't go against us. He's not Judas. He sits there and buys stocks no matter what's the fundamentals, just based on price movement. It's a great way to keep yourself busy, making money, while your other investments just sit there just following and dollar cost averaging.
He does have the skin complexion of Judas, though. Go ahead.
He does.
What's going on over there? What would you do?
So this is Square, for example. This has had an incredible run to all-time highs, and you notice that on this side of the screen, it's been falling down. So this is something that a lot of people in the Bid and Ask Nation have done. They have made money on this ride down, and that's called shorting. This is what you need to learn how to do in times of when things are falling apart. When COVID was happening in 2020 in March and April, I was shorting the hell out of everything just because it was very obvious. All I had to do was just follow the trend. Instead of when there's a lot of stocks where I'll say, wait till you get in the sweet spot and move up through the sweet spot. Shorting is exactly the opposite. You're moving down through the sweet spot. So your sweet spot is still 32 to 80, but it's in the downward direction. The red line is under yellow. You're just looking for good volume and you're adding on these engulfing candlesticks that happen. And you just continue the rundown, and it's the exact same thing. People get all bent out of shape.
Oh my God, look at that rundown.
Yeah. People get all bent out of shape. And you know when we talk about an overbought stock and it just gets up to the top and it just goes sideways for a long time? This is exactly the same thing. It just goes sideways and the stock price continues to fall.
How long is a period of time was that?
This was November. This started in the beginning of November, and it's still happening right now.
So how much of a drop is that? When would you show us exactly when you would have bought in based on the charts?
Okay, good question. Let's see here. We could have
right
added
there,
right here. Yep. So this would have been our
third engulfing candle.
So guys, look at that. Look at that. He's not even buying it. He's not selling at the top. And the whole goal is you're never going to short or buy at the right time. You're never going to sell. You're never going to cover your position at the right time. But it's about getting those gains.
That's about 236, and the stock price is now at 166, and you're still in it.
So you'd have made so far $70. You'd have shorted and made $70 per share on that, which is almost a 30% return in a matter of 2 or 3 months.
And this is in a good market. This is in a good market where we're hitting still all-time highs, and this is square. So imagine when things start falling apart. I mean, when Boeing was falling apart, we were shorting Boeing. We were shorting everything. So learn how to short. Don't be afraid. Don't just hear shorting and think, I got to buy short on margin and this and that. Don't conceptualize it that way. Come and join me. You'll get my shorting seminar. You'll understand exactly what it is. They're very simple rules. The rules are the same. I'll hold your hand. Don't worry.
So it's funny. Mo mentions margin. If you're on margin right now, please stop. Don't do it. Margin levels right now are at all-time highs. If you go look at the history of stock market, every time you see all-time highs on margin, bad things happen.
I mentioned this in another video, Paul. I was shocked. I signed up for Robinhood, maybe to look at options.
And they promote margin for you.
Oh, Paul, the main menu is the second you put in $2,000. Like the third click down is let's leverage this.
No, terrible idea.
Do you want to borrow $2,000 against
Terrible
this?
idea. Terrible idea. Do not do it, guys. You are not astute enough to do it.
No, don't.
You will end up in a world of hurt. Trust me on this one.
So guys, I will say, if you want to do what I'm doing, you're going to have to open a margin account because shorting, it is technically on margin.
However,
do not buy stocks on margin.
Well, but you can have cash covered short though.
You can't. So you have to have a margin account. You have to have margin account approved on your account, but you're selling a cash covered short. Correct.
So in the sense of if you short 10 shares of Microsoft, that's $3,400. Make sure you have $3,400 in your account.
Correct.
Okay, there you go. And you also have the rules to get out of the short the same way you have the rules of getting out of the of buying a stock.
Yep.
By the way, or just do this. Don't do anything that has to do with shorting. Just use his charts for buying.
For going along. Yeah.
That's it.
You'll have those opportunities too.
That's it.
Hey guys, Seth here jumping in real quick. We'll get right back to the video, but I want to let you know you can join our software. You can get access to this financial data and the new Everything Money chat right in your phone. Paul will tell you how to get it right now.
So guys, we created the software because our users wanted to be able to analyze their own stocks without having to wait for us. So we put hundreds of $1,000s, made the software. You get 30 years of financial data. You get access to Seth, Mo, and I. You get the 8-pillar analysis, the stock analyzer tool, the retirement calculator, and you get everything on this main page that is coming soon. This is all included. And if you look right here, these are all the things you get. You get everything on a mobile phone. Everything we're talking about here is ready, available on your mobile app. One app for everything. But most importantly, guys, you get our Discord, our community of, now it's off of Discord. It's right in our app. You get a community of over 6,000 people you can talk to every single day about your investment ideas. If you're like them, you felt alone having these ideas about investing that weren't reciprocated by others, but now you found the community here. And this is all available for only $1 per day. Less than a cup of coffee. If this can make you 1 or 2% or save you 1 or 2% of losses every year, it will lead to hundreds of thousands, if not millions. $1 per day, 2 ways to sign up. Everythingmoney.com or Patreon. The benefit of everythingmoney.com is we're not large enough yet to charge sales tax, so you won't be charged sales tax quite yet. And look at this, guys. You get all of this. Our competitors are a lot more money and don't provide as much. $1 per day. Go sign up now.
Stay calm out there. 8 pillar on. We will be here for you. And when it all comes crashing down, this will certainly be one of the most popular YouTube channels out there in terms of investing, because we've been saying it for years. This process will pull you through the bad times as well. And so we'll be here for you. And we'll see you on Mo in the morning at 9 a.m. in our Patreon, our community only live streams on Thursdays, Paul. You know we love those. So that's our take. Final thumbs up. We'll see you next video.